$5 and one eye open on the door. Bartender's polishing glasses like he's done this all before. Only 2 stools taken in this late night light. One by a busted up drifter, one by something that ain't quite right. He turned his hat just enough for me to see no face inside. Said, sit on down, boy, you've been running a long, long ride. Now I'm drinking whiskey with the Rearview inside, pulling out my secrets in this damn yellow light. Every shot's a story, every word cuts like a knife. I'm drinking whiskey with the Reaper tonight. He slid a glass toward me, cold as a judge's stare. Said, I've been following you, son, all the way from God knows where. I smelled gunpowder on his coat, bad choices on his breath. Like every barber might survive, came here to talk about death. He said, you're dealing in bullets, lies and lust. You bury good love under fear and rust, but there's still one page in your story left to write before we close the book and you pay what you owe tonight. 'Cause I'm cranking a whiskey with the Reaver tonight, burning through my memories in this dear yellow light. Every shot to story, every word cuts like a knife. I'm drinking whiskey with the Reaper tonight. I laughed just to hide the shiver crawling up my spine. Said, if you've been tailing me, you know I ain't the begging kind. He tapped his bony fingers on the bar for slow beats, like a hammer on a coffin or the drag of tired feet. I'm not here for begging, boy, I'm here for truth, for the blood on your knuckles and the wasted youth. You could buy one last favor, one last crooked chance, but the tab comes due at sunrise. No refunds in this dance. He leaned in close and whispered, clocks running low. Pick your poison, pick your road, then it's time to go. Glass hit the wood, my hands began to shake. Some debts you settled, some you just can't break. Still I'm drinking whiskey with the Reaper tonight, trying to bargain with the shadows in this damn yellow light. Every shot's a story, every word cuts like a knife. I'm drinking whiskey with the Reaper tonight. Last call's coming, but he ain't leaving with the rest. Reaper roll radio playing while I swear I'll pass this test. One more pull, one more lie, one more lonely fight. I'm drinking whiskey with the Reaper tonight.
Change or something mean, low and slow in the smoke. Reaper stirred his glass and grinned like he already knew the joke. He said, you got ghosts in every county, blood on every mile, but I can give you one last ride, boy, if you make it worth my while. The room went quiet, even though it was already dead. Felt the barrel of the future pressing right against my head. He laid a card on the bar top, black and cold as steel, said sign your name in silence, that's a Reaper's deal. I shook that bony hand and sealed Reaper's deal. He said you got an hour to decide, but you've been deciding for years. Every trigger pulled, every bottle drained, every prayer stuffed full of fear. I saw her face in the bottom of my glass, the one I left behind. Saw every town that I tore apart, trying not to lose my mind. He lit a match on the bar rail, flame dancing in his eyes. You can settle every score tonight, but the dawn ain't taking bribes. One more shot at mercy, one more spin on this broke down wheel, then you pay in full. No trading up the Reaper's deal. So I shook that story when I sealed the Reaper's deal. Signed my name and Simons felt the future turn real. One last crooked favor for a soul he came to steal. I shook that bone he had and sealed the Reaper's deal. From the first fight in that alley to your last night in this hell. You've been running from my shadow like a dog that won't come home. Now I'm offering you a saddle, boy, before I claim your bones. I looked him in that empty face, felt the clock begin to spin. Some choices cut you raping, some just carve a ride within. I said, give me one more midnight, one more shot to set it straight, one more chance to face the devils that I helped create. Slid a pistol down the bar like a priest passing the wine. Settle up your business, boy, before the end of time. You're right hard into the darkness, through the smoke and through the dust. But when the sky turns high and gray, you're coming back to me, you must. I nodded like a sinner, learning how the demons kneel. And I closed my head around that gun and felt the Reaper's steel. Yeah, I shook that bony head and see Reaper's deal. For one last night of vengeance, sold a soul he came to steal. Now every mile I'm riding on this cold unfaithful wheel reminds me I was the fool who took the Reaper's deal. Dag door slammed behind me, bullets hitting midnight steel. Reaper rolled radio in my head, whisper what is real. One more ride through blood and dust before the world stands still. Cause I shook that bony hand and signed the Reaper's deal. Motor growling like a demon under boots of rust. Night her tastes like gasoline and busted trust. Reaper's words still ringing like a hammer in my head. You said I got one last midnight and I'm riding with the dead. Town lights flicker on the horizon like a line of cheap cigars. Every debt I ever wrote is waiting in them bars. Pistol on the seat, old sins riding in the trunk. Heartbeat keeping time with every mile of junk. Smoke in my lungs, blood in my gut. Tires spit gravel as the door slams shut. When the shots swing out and the engine's cut, all that's left is lead and dust. All that's left is lead and dust. Pulled up to that bar where it all went wrong. Same crooked face, the same sad song. He was laughing at the table where he sold my soul for cash. Turned my whole life's promise into cinder into ash. Floorboards creaked like they knew how this would end. Every step a burned bridge, every face a half-lost friend. I laid the steel upon the wood so he could clearly see. His smile died in his glass as I counted 1, 2, 3. Smoke in my lungs, blood in my gut. Sires of fate screaming loud as the door slams shut. When the gas explodes and the veins erupt, all that's left is lead and dust. All that's left is lead and dust. Gunfire, moonlight, thunder rolling slow through the room. Table shattered, bottles burst like some twisted perfume. So every bad decision written bright in powder smoke. Every promise that I strangled, every vow I broke. Sirens in the distance, or maybe in my head. Couldn't tell if I was dying or just wishing I was dead. Stepped out through the doorway, moon looking bruising cold. Reaper waiting in the shadows like he'd finally struck gold. He said, I got what I came for, I settled what I must. But every story written in gunpowder ends in rust. I can drive from this town, I can run from what I've done, but I can't outrun the battle of my own loaded gun. Back behind the wheel with these wide bone hands, radio humming like a ghost of gospel bands. Bullet holes in the window let the cold night in. Like confessing through the glass for a man drenched in sin. Reaper took the seat beside me, boots up I should. Said dawn's not far, boy, and you're running out of luck. You did what you thought you had till you bled, cause you felt you must. Now see what's left of you in the lead and dust. Smoke in my lungs, blood in my gut. Headlights cutting through the dark where the past stays shut. When the stories end and the wheels stop cutting ruts, all that's left is lead and dust. All that's left is lead and dust.
Lines on the blacktop flicker like a broken wheel. Speedometer glow is the only thing I feel. Hands on the wheel still smell like smoke and steel. Every mile I put behind me feels a little less real. Headlights cut a tunnel through the bad I've done, but the darkness in the mirrors always weighs a ton. I wipe the glass, but the past shines through. Every blink shows another version of you. I got ghosts in the rearview, riding close behind. Faces in the glass that I can't unfind. Every mile I run just replays my crimes. Got ghosts in the rearview and I'm running out of time. Yeah, ghosts in the rearview and I'm running out of time. I see that small town corner where I threw the first punch. Her suitcase by the doorway leaving me for good at lunch. See the alley where the first man hit
ground. Hear the sirens from a city that I never turned around. In the mirror, there's the reaper in a hat polo. Boots on my bumper like it's ready to go. His empty eyes glow in the red tail lights, like a judge on my shoulder for these runaway nights. I got ghosts in the rearview, riding close behind. Old sins, lost names, every twisted line. I can bury the bodies in my busted mind, but the ghosts in the rearview never stay confined. Yeah, ghosts in the rearview never stay confined. Radio humming, reaper roll through the static hiss. Every song another chapter of a life I missed. I hear my own voice singing from some other day. A better man I killed along the way. Reaper leans in from the darkness, whispers low. You can press that pedal down, but there's nowhere left to go. White lines blur like chalk on a crime scene floor. I've been driving from my shadow since the cradle door. I could turn this wheel around, face what I've done, but I keep talking to the mirror like the war ain't won. Rearview fills up with every soul I've crossed, every love I left stranded, every kindness lost. The more I run forward, the clearer they shine. Like the dead got better vision, man, this heart of mine. I got dose in a rearview, breathing down my spine. We're spinning every secret I tried to leave behind. When the tank runs dry and the road stops its line, those ghosts in the rearview gonna look me in the eye. Yeah, ghosts in the rearview gonna look me in the eye. So I drive through the static, knuckles cracked and blue, with the reaper in the distance and the ghosts in the rearview. Sky's turning iron gray on this tight stretch of road. Ash on my jacket, gunpowder in my soul. Tanks near empty, hearts running low. Every mile behind me's just another no-show. Rearview's full of faces that I couldn't say. Front glass showing sunrise like a shallow grave. I pull over where the blacktop meets the bone white gold. Feels like even the wind already knows it's time to go. Time to go, time to lay it down. Every crooked step, every burned out town. I've been running from the shadow that I helped to grow. Now the reaper's at my shoulder saying, son, it's time to go. Yeah, the reaper's at my shoulder saying, son, it's time to go. He steps out of the silence like he's walked this road for years. Hat pulled low, coat full of my fears. Says you had your midnight, You cashed your check in blood, you wrote your final chapter in lead, smoke, and mud. You settled all your scores, left your mark in dust. But mercy don't come cheap when it's bought with rust. You've been praying to the bottle, dealing cards with woe. Now the table's finally empty, boy, and it's time to go. Time to go. Time to pay that fare for every broken promise, every empty chair. I've been driving in a circle, but the road says no. And the reefer's in the doorway, softly saying time is yours. Yeah, the reaper's in the door, softly saying time to go. I said I ain't asking you for heaven, I ain't begging not to fall. Just tell me that this whole damn ride meant something at all. He smiled like old leather, said you did what you saw. You were never out of theirs, you were always your own ghost. He reached out that cold hand, felt like winter on my skin, and I knew this road was over, but the song might still begin. I took one last look at the life I wore thin, the busted doors, the barroom floors, the unforgiven sin. Thought of her suitcase, all the names I never spoke, all the bridges I exploded just to breathe through the smoke. I said if there's a station at the end of this line, play my song for all the lost who never saw a sign. He nodded like a preacher hearing one last vow, said your story's in a static, but your wheels stop now. Time to go, no more debts to hide. Every scarred soul riding by my side. Let Reaper old lady up, tell them what they need to know about a fool who made a bargain and still had to go. Yeah, let Reaper old lady whisper, son, it's time to go. I felt the engine quiet, felt the daylight grow. Close my eyes and heard him murmur, that's the end of the show. One last breath of asphalt, one last eye glow, then nothing but the Reaper saying, son, it's time to go. I felt the engine quiet, felt the daylight.